If you're watching this video, you're probably frustrated because you've been lifting for a while. You're going to the gym consistently. You're putting in the work, so why aren't you building any muscle? Here's the thing. Going to the gym is actually the easy part of building your physique. And I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. If you're enjoying the gym, it's probably one of the easiest things for you to stay consistent with. You show up, you get your workout in, you get a pump, and you leave. But what happens outside the gym is actually what determines whether you're going to build a nice physique or not. So if you've been training for months or even years and you're not seeing the muscle growth that you want, there's a good chance you're missing out on one of these three things. It's the big three: training, recovery, and nutrition. Let's start with training. Just because you go to the gym doesn't mean you're actually giving your body a reason to grow. If you're doing the same weights, the same reps, the same exercises, and you're going through the motions every single week, you're not giving your muscle a reason to adapt. I see guys doing this in the gym all the time. You need intensity. You need to be pushing yourself. You should have some sort of direction with the training where you're trying to get better over time. Maybe that's an extra rep. Maybe that's adding 2.5 pounds in exercise. Maybe that's improving your execution with the same weight. And if you want to make steady gains on every single week, then the execution is going to be the best bet for progressive overload. If you can execute your sets better than you did last week every week, then you are going to win. Don't make the mistake of only hitting your muscles once per week. If you're trying to maximize muscle growth, I generally want you hitting each muscle 2 to 3 times per week, rather than smashing a muscle once and then waiting 7 days to try again. You don't necessarily need more training. You need better training. Train hard, track your lifts, your sets and reps, try to improve, and actually have a plan. Because if you're just going to the gym to say you went to the gym, you're missing the point. More importantly than your training is your recovery. And honestly, there's not a whole lot to overcomplicate here. Sleep is king when it comes to building muscle. If you're consistently getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep every night and expecting to maximize your muscle growth, you're making this harder on yourself than it needs to be. Your body needs to recover. You put stimulus on your muscles in the gym, but the actual process of recovering and adapting happens outside the gym. So, non-negotiable. You need to be aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. And I know life gets busy. I know you have work. I know you have responsibilities. But if building muscle is genuinely a goal of yours, you have to start treating sleep like a part of your training. You wouldn't skip half of your workout and expect to make the same progress. So don't consistently sacrifice sleep and expect your recovery to be optimal. The third thing is nutrition, and this is probably the biggest problem that I see with the guys that I work with. Their macros are out of balance. Their nutrition is shit, to put it plainly. And if you can fix your nutrition, then you can see the gains that you want to. Most guys are eating way too much fat, not enough protein, and sometimes, a lot of the time, they're not even eating enough total calories. If you're trying to build muscle, you need to give your body the raw materials it needs to actually build muscle. And the first place I'd start is protein. If you weigh 180 pounds, get 180 grams of protein per day. The easiest way to do this is by increasing the amount of protein that you're actually eating. So if you're only eating 4 ounces of chicken, start eating 6 to 9 ounces of chicken. That's going to make it way easier for you to hit your protein target. Then you just make sure that your fats aren't too high, sitting around 20 to 30% of your caloric intake in the day, and the rest is carbs. Don't be afraid of carbs. They're going to help you work out harder. Now that your macros are on point, you have to eat enough. Even if your goal is to lose body fat, severely undereating is not going to help you build any muscle. If you're constantly starving yourself, your training performance is going to suffer. Recovery is going to suffer, and building muscle becomes a bitch. So if you want to build muscle while losing fat, you need to approach your nutrition intelligently. You need enough protein. You need enough calories to support your goal, and you need to be consistent. And here's an extra: alcohol. If you're drinking heavily every single weekend, you're making your muscle building goal way harder. Just shoot for once a week if you're going to do it at all. Because you can spend 5 days trying to optimize your training and nutrition and then spend every weekend undoing a portion of that progress by getting fucked up. So the bottom line is, if you've been training for a while and are frustrated because you're not building any muscle, then look at the big three: training, recovery, and nutrition. Are you getting enough sleep at night? Are you progressively overloading with your training? And is your nutrition trash? Because if it is, then you fix those things and you'll be on your way to building muscle again.